Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you a workflow that I've built using n8n. n8n is a workflow automation platform with AI features. It allows you to automate business processes using nodes. So this workflow resolves a real problem. As professionals, we are supposed to keep up to date with what's going on in our industry. The problem is that we are suggested so many contents in the forms of newsletters, blog articles, YouTube videos, and we don't have enough time to process or consume all these contents. Contrary to text, which is easily skimmable, easy to read through and decide whether it is worth it, for video it is trickier. Sometimes we have to spend much time watching at least the beginning of the video up to 10 minutes before deciding that it's not interesting, or maybe it's not worth watching, or maybe we'll have to save it for later because we don't have time for now. Especially, for example, in my case, during my lunch break, I don't have more than an hour and I don't want to spend most of the time watching videos. So I've created this workflow to help me summarize YouTube videos in order to get an idea quickly if I will be watching them now or save them for later or just filter them out because I'm not interested. So without further ado, let's see the workflow in action. So I have pasted a YouTube URL from a YouTube that came out recently regarding Replit Agent 3. I want to know what it is about and if there are specific sections, for example, that I would want to read, because the video is 45 minutes long and I won't have enough time to watch the whole video, or maybe I'm not interested in the whole video itself, but I just want to see specific portions of that video. So I will trigger my workflow, I will execute my workflow, and as always in n8n, it starts with a trigger. So let's execute the workflow and see how it works. So as you can see, it went through a couple of nodes, including an LLM node, an if node, an agent node, and I received back the response in Telegram. So you can see here that there is the summary of the video here, so I can read through and see what it talks about, but there is also the key takeaways from the video, which is interesting. So let me walk you through each node so you can get an idea of how it works. So the first node is a Telegram trigger. This one is important, and before getting into it, if you have never created a Telegram bot, you will have to go to Telegram and send a message to a special Telegram user whose name is the bot father. I know that the name is funny, but that's its name, and send, if I remember correctly, /new bot, and you will receive a message back from that super user, a bot, that will help you create your own bot that you will be able to message later. So what is important here is that you get a specific chat ID once you trigger this bot, and this chat ID, you have to keep it for yourself, because this is how you will be interacting with this bot every time. And I think that you would want to keep it secret because this will be the exclusive way for you to communicate to your bot, and you wouldn't want someone else to be able to talk to your bot because you're created for a specific purpose, unless you want to share it with someone else, but that's another story. So the first node after the Telegram bot is the basic LLM chain. So this node's sole purpose is to extract the video ID. Each video in YouTube has an ID, and we need the ID because we will be sending it to a specific service that will retrieve the transcript for that video. So then, after the basic LLM node, what we'll have is an if node. This node is here for just one thing, just to make sure that there is a valid video ID that comes out from the previous node. If the response is empty, it will follow the false node of the false root of the if node. That will allow the workflow to end gracefully without causing an error, because we want to handle every situation, even edge cases. So only when we have a valid ID, then we proceed to the next node. Then we make an HTTP request call to an API that we subscribe to on a platform called Rapid API. So Rapid API is a sort of API marketplace when you can subscribe to specific APIs. The one that I've used here is the YouTube transcript API. And what is interesting here, two things to note here. The first one is that you have a free tier for this API. If I remember correctly, you can hit that API. You can make up to 100 requests a month, which is an average 3 requests per day if you use it on a daily basis. So I think that this is a generous tier that will allow you to use this workflow for free, at least when it comes to this API call. And the second thing that is important is that you have the all instructions that you can have here. Copying just this, you will have all the details. If you copy this here, the instructions using curl that you can use and import in NA10, you can paste it here and import it in the workflow. But since you will have access to this workflow through my community, and this is just a quick parenthesis, this workflow is available for free in my community, aiaugmentedpm.com, in the free section. So there is a free section. When you have access to workflows, you go inside and you download this workflow in JSON format, and you can use it by importing it in your NA10, in your own NA10 instance. So let's close the parenthesis and go to the next step of the workflow. So the output here is the transcript from the video. As you can notice, it is a JSON array. The array contains items, and each item has 4 parameters, one of which is the offset. So if we go down, if you go down further, you can see here that the offset value can go to high numbers because it is in milliseconds. It is the actual timestamp of the video, but the format is not the one that we want. We want to have a format that is easily understandable by a human. So that's why we need to perform some transformation to this raw data. So this is where this code node comes handy. So the whole purpose of this code node is to transform the raw offset into a timestamp using the universal or usual format. Hours, colon, minutes, colon, seconds. And this is what we have here, because you can see that instead of, for example, having 209, we have 3 minutes and 29 seconds, which is something that we can use in the next step. So the transformed transcript is sent to a YouTube summarizer agent. There is just one little transformation that we have here from the user input. We transform it to JSON string because we want to have it in a format that would be easily processable by the agent. When it comes to the agent's instructions, we provided the agents with detailed instructions as to how to summarize and format the input. So basically what we want the output in the following format: the summary of the video in 3 to 5 paragraphs, and also key takeaways in the form of bullet points. And for each takeaway, we want the exact timestamp that it relates to. At the end of the instructions, we have something specific. The whole output length should not exceed 4,000 characters because that is the maximum characters that could be used by the bot to reply back using Telegram. So this is why we set that maximum limit, and so the output would not exceed 4,000 characters. So once we have that summary in the requested format, it will be delivered to the end user using 2 main channels. The first channel is Telegram. The bot replies back with the format that we saw here, which is exactly what we wanted, what we expected. The second format is the email. So the JSON output, the output from the AI agent, which is in Markdown, is transformed to HTML, and that HTML, that email in HTML format, is sent to the user. So I added this second channel for communication because of 2 reasons. The first one is that I want to get all these summaries archived somewhere so I can refer to them later if I want to do anything else with them, but also because the HTML format is much more digestible than this format from Telegram, even though this is perfectly readable, so I can get an idea. But I just decided that I wanted to have that email format. As you can see, it is sent by email, so I can keep it somewhere And I could have even added the video title here or generated a video title so that I can use it as a reference. But that is an additional channel that is available. So you will receive the summary in two formats. So in long story short, you now have a way to summarize a YouTube video, meaning that if for any day you have, for example, 5 to 6 video suggestions during your lunchtime or after your work time, and you just want to consume one of them, but you don't know which one is worth your time, you have that summarizer that could come handy. So as I mentioned before, the JSON file is available in the community. Go to it, sign up, it's free. In the free tier, you download the JSON workflow, you copy paste it in your n8n instance. Basically, there are 3 ways to use n8n. You can install it on your own computer. You can use the cloud version, which has a 14-day trial, or you can self-host it. There are so many options to self-host n8n. Do your own research. A couple of them are Hostinger, there's also LSTO, there's Railway. You can even install it for free if you're more technical, but the easiest way for me, in my opinion, is to go to n8n Cloud or just to install it on your own computer so that you can test it and see how it works. So hope that you enjoyed this video, and what I have to say is see you in the next video. Thanks for your time watching.